The Middle East is on tenterhooks. At the end of July, Iran vowed revenge after the assassination of Hamas's political head and a senior Hezbollah commander. But more than 2 weeks later, there's still no large-scale response, leaving the world wondering what's going on. Iran promised to avenge the death of Imad Haniyeh, a senior Hamas leader who was killed in Tehran on the 31st of July after he attended the inauguration of Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian. While Israel has not taken responsibility for the killing, Iran, which backs Hamas, has blamed Israel for the assassination. A day before Haniyeh was murdered, Fuad Shukr, a senior commander in Hezbollah, which is also supported by Iran, was killed in an Israeli airstrike in Beirut, Lebanon. The Israeli government said the strike was in retaliation for a rocket fired from Lebanon that struck a soccer field in Israeli-controlled Golan Heights, killing at least 12 people, mostly teenagers and children. Hezbollah has denied carrying out that attack, but Haniyeh's killing was seen as a greater blow to Tehran because it took place on Iranian soil. Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, had ordered Iran to strike Israel directly. Failing to follow through on that threat would leave Iran vulnerable. Iran could strike Israel from multiple directions and in different ways. Iran has a network of proxy forces, including Hamas, Hezbollah in Lebanon, and the Houthi militia in Yemen. This gives Iran the ability to attack targets from northern Israel to the Red Sea. According to Western intelligence, Hezbollah could strike first in a separate attack before Iran conducts its own retaliation. Hezbollah could potentially overwhelm Israel's defenses by firing enough missiles simultaneously. They could also launch swarms of drones that fly at low altitudes, making them difficult to detect and destroy. In April, for the very first time, Iran attacked Israel from its own soil, firing around 300 missiles and drones. This was in response to an alleged Israeli strike on an Iranian embassy, countered by Israeli air defenses assisted by the US and other allies. It was the first direct attack by Iran after years of a shadow war between both nations. In the lead-up to an imminent Iranian attack, Hamas targeted the Israeli city of Tel Aviv with 2 M90 rockets. Hezbollah also fired a volley of Katyusha rockets toward Israel. Prime Minister Netanyahu said Israel was prepared for both defense and offense. Israeli authorities have told people to stock up on food and water and stay in secure rooms. Hospitals have made plans to move patients underground, and rescue teams have been positioned in all major cities. The Israel Defense Forces said it was on peak alert and increased its patrols over Lebanon to detect any threats. Leaders of the US, Britain, France, Germany, and Italy called on Iran to stand down its threat of military action and said they supported Israel's defense against Iranian aggression. The US has stepped up its military presence. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin ordered additional combat aircraft, warships, and guided missile submarines to the Middle East. This is to bolster Israel's capacity to counter any potential attack and enforce the message that it will support the country militarily. At the same time, the Biden administration is hoping to jumpstart ceasefire talks for Gaza. Israel has said it will send negotiators, but Hamas has not said if it will participate in the talks. While Iran believes it is necessary to punish Israel, it is also not interested in escalating regional tensions. Iran's new president is seen as a reformist, trying to balance the need to project strength with the government's broader interest in easing the effects of Western sanctions. A swift military response might be risky from Iran's perspective, and it may not deter Israel from conducting further attacks, but a substantial response could provoke a bigger Israeli retaliation, and then Iran might not be able to control the cycle of escalation that could follow with no good outcomes in sight.